Welcome to the first talk show of the talk show series that PSA powered by Global Reach is bringing to you. Today we are discussing the fascinating country of Switzerland as a study destination. I am Supriya Acharyya, your host today, and I am thrilled to be joined by my colleague as well as the vertical head for Switzerland at Global Reach, Miss Deepika Rout, who brings with her a wealth of knowledge and experience to the discussion today. We will talk about what are the key features or what are the other unique selling points as a study destination for this country, which is Switzerland. So let's begin the discussion. I start with welcoming Deepika once again. Welcome and thank you for the time, Deepika. Thank you for joining us today. So let's begin the discussion. Over to you.
Thank you, Supriya. Thank you for welcoming me to the talk show. And I'm very happy to share my experience when I have been to Switzerland in the year 2022, March. So Switzerland is one of the attractive destinations for international students. It has world-class educational institution, exceptional quality of life, and a safe multicultural environment. The country offers harmonious blend of stunning natural landscapes, rich cultural diversity. And it is one of the ideal destination for academic and personal growth for all the international students. Students can benefit from the peaceful environment and excellent infrastructure. So, Switzerland has a unique cultural experience.
Yes, of course. So we will, during the discussion, we will know more about that. And you have already introduced the country of Switzerland as a study destination. Now, the next question that comes to mind is what are the popular programs for if you consider Indian, students? Then what are the most popular programs for Indian students for Switzerland?
Yes. Switzerland being a hub for hospitality and tourism, and I would say there are quite a number of options where students can get into the courses like engineering, IT, business, management, culinary arts, tourism law, etc. Yes.
Okay. Tourism law, that's a very interesting subject. We, get to hear this. I'm hearing this for the first time. So, what is it about, like tourism law? What does it, consider?
Basically, when we go on studying courses in different countries, we must have heard of IPR, intellectual property rights, mediation, arbitration. This is something new for the students because that particular country where it's a hub for hospitality and tourism, the tourism universities with tourism courses has come up with tourism law. The tourists, those who go to that particular places, or even for the international students who go there and study that particular course, should know the rules and regulations formed by that particular country. So the student has to have that particular course while looking for, maybe we can say that the student, if they are looking for a job in that particular country, while interning or after their internship, this can be a best suited job for this can be a best suited course and the job for tourism.
Yeah, so students can study this and then they can find the job in the same country also, because there is a scope for that. It's one of the areas of professional areas, you could say. So thanks. And apart from this, like any other specific advantages that you think is unique to Switzerland, which maybe is not in other countries, but in Switzerland you have this option for most, institutions or something like that. If you would like to, throw some light on that.
Yeah, during my visit, I would say the course is very interesting. Like if a student goes for any course, whether it's a bachelor degree or master's degree, the student has to undergo an internship program, right? Which is blended again with the course, classroom with a classroom. Suppose a student is going for a 1 year course or maybe a 2 year course, be it a master's, or if it is a bachelor's degree, 3 years course or 3.5 years course, the student has to undergo with the classroom teaching along with the compulsory internship program, right? So it
Okay.
is again blended with the entire curriculum, right?
So that means when they take admission, like it comes like it's a integral part of the course. They
Right.
have to complete the internship to get the degree. Am I
Right,
right?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And one interesting part is that particular internship is also a paid one.
Oh,
So
excellent.
also, if a student
Very
is
great.
looking for an internship and they have a doubt, unlike other countries, they have paid as well as unpaid. But here in Switzerland, they had compulsory paying the stipends to the student, those who are going for courses in bachelor's and master's degree. And
Okay, so all
particularly,
internships are paid internships, right?
yes, I mean, all the internships are paid since it is a part of the integral part of the course. You are correct. Since it is an integral part of the course, so it is a paid one.
That definitely helps a student also, carry forward his day-to-day expenses. It supports
Right.
the student financially. So definitely it's a very, very, good opportunity for any student who's, looking for studies and needs some financial support as well.
Right.
Yeah. So
Sure.
that's absolutely a very good advantage for any student. So, any other course apart from this, like in case of culinary arts, which are the most popular ones, like culinary arts programs or hospitality, tourism programs, is there any placement year kind of a thing which they have? Uh,
No, they don't have a placement here, but where we can at least say Switzerland offers the courses where a student has to undergo this particular thing, internship. The student can perform well with their own skills. The employer get impressed and they keep it the student as for the final entry to the
So
organization.
they
Not
are absorbed as a final placement, and
right,
from internship directly
right,
they go into the placements, final
true,
placements.
right, right, very true.
That's very good. That's really good. I mean, that's a another advantage point I would say,
Right.
because obviously any student who is going for studies after completion of study, what they look for is a return on investment. They look for better career opportunities and establish themselves. So that way, if they are getting absorbed by the same company where they are doing an internship as a student, then I mean, what can be better than that? So
Absolutely, absolutely. This is an added advantage for the student, right?
right.
So when they are investing so much of expenses for that, so they should understand how to, I mean, repay back the same, right? So the return on investment is very important on the part of the students, particularly Indian students, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I think we have covered the courses, all the popular programs. Now the next question that we come to is, who is a suitable or an ideal match for any Swiss courses? Like what kind of percentage requirement or I mean English language requirements are needed to get an entry to a Swiss college?
Right. So basically, major courses are bachelor's degree and master's degree. For bachelor's degree, if somebody is from a hospitality background or tourism background, they can absolutely get into a master's program, right? And somebody is from a 12th grade and has completed science, arts, and commerce, or I can say humanities, commerce, anything related to that, or from a diploma level, they have done it. So one can enter into the bachelor's degree from any background,
So
right?
cognate background requirement is not there.
This is
Right?
something for bachelor's.
Okay. Right, bachelor's, right.
Bachelor's degree. So if somebody is getting into a master's degree, and if the student has a degree from a cognate background, well, good enough. They can definitely emphasize on the things, and they can understand more than the students from a non-cognate background, right? So for non-cognate background, it is not that very difficult. They can definitely well gel with the students from a cognate background in the first year of studies, right? So this can also be an added advantage for the student, somebody who is from a non-cognate background. Non-cognate background, I'm not saying that we will be offering engineering courses to get into a hospitality. We will definitely tell them that yes, if you are from a engineering background and but you're interested for a business or management course, probably master's degree in Switzerland will have an added advantage. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah, so thanks, Deepika. I think this is very useful to the students that, whether it's engineering or management or hospitality, tourism, culinary arts, Switzerland has an option for everyone, both at UG level as well as at PG level, and that too with internships which are paid, and also the placement opportunity of getting absorbed by the same company where you are doing your internship as a student, right?
Yes. Yes. When it comes to entry requirements, you have asked regarding the entry requirements for IELTS or English proficiency. I would say for bachelor's degree, it is 5.5 in each component and 6 overall.
Okay.
And
So it's lower
similarly,
than the English speaking countries in general, I would say, because,
yes.
yeah, so.
So it's again for the master's degree, it's a similar grades, similar scores, band score required to get into a master's degree, right? 5.5 in each band and 6 overall.
So for UG and PG, both the English requirements remain same.
It remains the same. Yes.
Okay. Generally, it's different in case of other countries, isn't it? It's like
Yes, yes.
it's a higher requirement for masters
Right.
and lower requirement for undergraduate course, but then here it's the same. So that's one of the another unique point for Switzerland, I would say.
Yes. Yes, I can add one more point. Like if the student has more scores or more bands in any of these component, that won't be a problem. But the minimum entry requirement is 5.5 in all the bands
Yes.
and 6 overall.
Yes, of
Yes,
course. If a student gets more, the better. More, the better. But
absolutely.
are they considered for scholarships based on this English requirements also?
If we see for the scholarship part or bursaries or student grants, I would say the student qualifies from the I would say, like if the background is from a non-cognate background and the student has a very good score, probably they will get a scholarship. Similarly, if from a cognate background, they get more emphasis on the scholarship and how soon a student applies. That is also very important, right?
No, what I was trying to ask is that does English requirements have a role to play in the getting a scholarship, or is it only on the basis of the percentage
Overall,
of the last
the
qualification? It's
the
overall.
admission process takes place, the scholarship has been given to the student, to any of the Indian students, on the basis of their documentation provided. If the student is having documents of overall of a percentage of 70, for example, and the student has a good IELTS, probably they will be definitely getting a scholarship, right? And they will also check, the admission team will also check how soon the student has applied,
Right.
right? Right. So this is something which is very important. So the early the applications, the early they are getting qualified for the
Well,
scholarship.
qualifying because as
Yes.
they have the funds, That's why when they apply, they are able to give. If
Right,
you apply towards the end of the session, that time already the scholarships are allocated to the students, and
right,
then maybe they do not have the funds, right?
right, right. Very true.
So, okay, I think we are done with this part. Now, let's move on to the other factors. Like, how is Switzerland different when it comes to living and tuition fees? And what is the process exactly?
Yes. Very interesting in this particular part. So I would like to say Switzerland has a consolidated pay. Like unlike other countries which has a parameters of majorly we show uh, fundings like for tuition fees and for the living cost. We have two major funds to be shown when
Right.
it comes to financial documents. But here we have to show only a consolidated amount of, maybe say if we convert it into INR, it is 25 lakhs to 35 lakhs per annum, right?
Okay.
And which also includes all the components, which has food, accommodation, along with the course fees.
Okay. So, I mean, there is no other, show money required for the living expenses. They
No,
are not.
show money is required, but the we since we categorize, like living cost has to be a different section, and uh, I mean, what to say, tuition fees has to be a different I
So
mean
it's a
section, or
consolidated amount which includes
yes,
everything. So
which
nothing
includes
else
everything.
apart from this is required for the student to show to get a visa, right?
Right, right, very true.
And regarding the visa process, like is it similar to other countries where we lodge the visa and and then we wait for the grant, or is it like something different from that?
It's very easy when we get an offer letter from a institution, maybe unconditional offer letter. All the processes are done. We have left with only visa part, right?
Right.
So the remaining part is visa. So we have made a prepayment, right? So
Hmm.
visa is something, the checklist and everything will be provided by the institution upon request of a student. So basically, the student will be given a plan of payment by the institution, and the institution is going to lodge the visa. So that,
Okay.
and there is no visa fees for any of the students, those who are applying for Switzerland.
Oh, so there's no visa fee. We don't have to pay a visa fee to get a
No,
Swiss visa. That's excellent.
no.
So that is also like, is that already, considered, like you mentioned about the consolidated fees? So is that already considered, or is it not at all, taken only from the students?
It is considered because they're asking for a documentation, application checklist. So they will show the remaining funds. So if
Right.
the student wants to pay the entire year fees, the student can pay, and the remaining ones they can show it in the like for the visa.
Visa, right, right.
Yes,
Got it. Okay, so it's very convenient for a student as well
yes,
as, I mean, from a counselor's point of view also, that
right,
once a student is, through the process of acceptance by the university, then the
yes,
remaining part is also taken care by the university. And
yes.
then this question also comes to the mind, like how many weeks is the visa grant time generally? Is
So
it
the processing time is 6 to 12 weeks, and the
okay?
student has to attend an interview at Swiss High Commission in New Delhi, right?
Okay,
So 6 to 12 weeks is the processing time.
okay,
So the visa type will be type D for student visa. It's a Schengen visa where the students are allowed to move to different parts of the Europe.
okay. So on that visa, they can travel without applying for any other visa to other parts of Europe, right?
Yes, they are allowed to get entry to different places in Europe.
Okay, okay, that's
So that
awesome.
opportunity an Indian student can get. I mean, that is something which is very interesting.
So they can, during their study breaks, they can take a break and see around Europe, whichever
Absolutely.
they want. Yeah, so
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a
that's
very
the
interesting part.
opportunity.
Yes, if a student is looking for a Europe tour during their vacation, instead of coming back home, they can definitely have a, Europe tour. Maybe they can visit some of the places in Europe. Yes.
Yes, yes. Excellent. That is another, very attractive, I would say attractive, point that would make any student feel motivated and encouraged to consider Switzerland as a study destination. I think so. So,
Right.
I mean, people who are watching us, they can reach out to us so that we can show them the way. Okay, so now moving on to the next part will be, there are a few things that we all consider when we are looking at international education. So we have already covered the entry requirements, the course, the internship placement opportunities. Now, what after, say, a student is not doing a course which has an internship, option embedded into it, and they are getting, absorbed by the same company. So, if a student after completion of the course, if the student does not have an internship embedded into the course, then what are the other opportunities that a student can look for? What are the options available to the student? If you could also throw some light on that.
Yes. So when somebody is going for a higher studies, the first thing comes into mind after studies, what next? So jobs are the one major point where student will look for. So when it comes to Switzerland, Switzerland doesn't have a post-study work permit, right? So you have also mentioned about the blended program, or whether the internship is not available with any of the courses. Yes, the student can absolutely have a networking with their faculties over there. They can have a unions where they will be having all the alumni with their skills and performance, that they can definitely get a job. That is something which is, I mean, available in Switzerland. So so I cannot even say that yes, jobs are not available, since they don't have a post study opportunities or post study work permit. So their students can definitely avail jobs with their own skills and networking.
So they need to apply for a work visa after completion of their
Right.
study visa, right? After the course is
Right.
complete, they can look for a job and then apply for a work visa. That is what.
Absolutely true.
Right. Okay. Okay, I think we have covered all the aspects of a student's journey, right from choosing the right course to getting a placement. So, thank you so much, Deepika. It was wonderful to have you here and joining the discussion, and such an informative discussion. I'm sure we have shared very important points which will help any student decide whether to take Switzerland or consider Switzerland as a study destination or not. I think we have been able to make a bit of a change in the mindset that Switzerland is not only a tourist destination or a vacation dream destination for vacation. However, it also has many other good aspects for any student to consider it as a potential study destination. So I would request Deepika for your closing remarks before we can close the session.
Thank you, Supriya. Thank you for your time. So definitely Switzerland is something a student should look for their higher studies. Mostly Indians, they understand, yes, requirement are quite easy. I mean, I would say it's not very strict, and where the student can also get into universities and colleges or institutions with a less score, maybe 55 to 60%. The students from different backgrounds can definitely have options in Switzerland. So definitely they can register to us.
Thanks, Deepika. We look forward to have you again in one of such sessions and give information to our audience. And to our audience, please keep an eye for an update for the next session, episode of the series, where we would be again discussing another destination for our students. Thanks for watching us. Take care. Bye bye.